Ready?
Hi, I'm Alan Heary from Cycling Psychology. I'm very lucky today to speak to mental fitness coach Tomas Jakovich. So Thomas, it's nice to meet you. Thanks very much for agreeing to do this interview. What I'd like to speak to you today about is mental fitness preparation for ultra endurance events and the difference between just ordinary cycling and ultra endurance. I have to say that one of the toughest men I've ever seen in any cycling events is Christoph Strasser. And Thomas, you're the mental fitness coach for Christoph. Tell me how you guys met, how that came about.
It was quite funny. I think now 10 years ago I was riding a 24-hour race and there were quite good people at the start, like Ram athletes, Alexander Gepp or Franz Price. And after the 24 hours I was on the podium in the second place, and there was a young, strange guy next to me on the podium called Strasser. And this is how Chris and I met. And I think 2 years later, Chris was at a seminar I gave. He told something about cycling and about mental fitness. And afterwards he asked me, "Hey Thomas, could you help me to explore my dream of the life?"
Yeah.
And so I said, "Hey, let me think about it, because what is the dream of the life?" And afterwards he said, "Hey, I wanna do a Ram, and I wanna win Ram sometimes." I said, "Okay, let's do it. We will work together." And so I'm working with Chris since 7-8 years.
But you also work with other sports as well.
Yeah.
What do you think is the difference between a one-day competition, a one-day race, mentally from a toughness point of view, and doing something like Ram, which can take 8 days?
The thing is, you can't really prepare your body for more than 12 or 20 hours. So after 20 or after one day, the strength is in your mind. You can't do it just with body fitness. It's a thing. Every cell of your body wanna finish Ram.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the inner truth that you wanna do such races. If you don't have this inner truth, you will not see the finish line.
Do you help Christoph deal with things like sleep, for example? How does that work?
Quite good. I'm the kind of the mother of Christoph. I bring him to bed and I'm waking up. I'm working with hypnosis and trance techniques.
Yeah.
And so while he falls asleep, I'm always talking with him. And I'm the kind of his personalized auto-suggestion book in listening in his ears.
So you create this MP3?
No. I really make it live.
You sit down with him?
I sit down and I'm talking nearly the whole sleeping break with him.
Wow. So his recovery then is much faster as a result?
I guess.
Yeah. Techniques, are there any other techniques that you would like to share or advice that you would give to somebody who's doing an ultra-endurance event?
The first thing I trained with Christoph was relaxation. He has to learn relaxation for his own, because I'm not always here and I have other things to do and other athletes. So the first thing was I studied him, I trained him autogenes training, just to get his own feeling and his own spirit about relaxations. And he was quite good, quite fast learning these techniques. And the second part was work on his goals. Work on his goals is one of the most important thing, and this does not mean just sport. It also means his whole life, the systemic thing. What tell my friends about it? How to handle with sponsors and so on.
Yeah. Now, Chris has been brilliant in the past and he's won this event. This year in 2012, it was a brilliant battle and he's just pipped at the line. Psychologically, how do you think he'll cope with something like that? I mean, obviously there's you inside, so it's going to be a little easier. But I think there's a time when all athletes face something like that. So would you have a little piece of advice for Chris? What would you say, or would you have some advice for others?
After the race, I think one of the most important things in Christopher's life now was the 2009 DNF, because he was well prepared and everything worked well, but he had bad luck. He just had bad luck, and afterwards there was the big question: am I good enough? Will I ever reach my goals? Yeah. And we've been working many hours
Yes.
on a kind of a trauma therapy, working with EMDR, eye movement desensitization.
Okay.
And this worked quite well.
Excellent.
Just to get away from the trauma, and also stay on the goal ramp. And making some other competitions just to get tough and get close enough to these kind of competitions. And the funny thing was, again, he had nearly the same problem.
Right.
But he stick to it, to his goal, and said, no, okay, this time I will do it. And maybe sometimes you need some mistakes that you become a real good sportsman.
So he learned.
Yeah, everybody learned. And 2011, it was great.
Yeah.
We didn't expect this, and we had another goal. We just the main target was to get Christoph in a healthy manner from Oceanside to Naples. And we knew that if Christoph is in a good shape, he will be one of the fastest.
And he was.
So he was, yeah.
Absolutely.
And this year again, 2 years, 2011, 8 days, 8 hours. This year, it's nearly the same time. Quite fast.
do you have the crew at all with dealing with something like Ram? Or do you just deal with Chris? Because the crew is very difficult as well. The crew, as you and I both know, it can be exhausting. You're dealing with other people, and as you get tired, conflicts start to come in. Do you find that, or is your focus only on the athlete?
While the competition, my focus is on the athlete. But before, we make some kind of team training,
Right.
a little bit team training. And also here, for the start, we are doing some games with the group. So the main thing on crewing such races is communication.
Yes.
Communication. And there are some things that the crew members have to learn before.
Yeah.
If they don't like anything, and if they make a mistake, and everybody makes sometimes a mistake, don't close your mouth. And
Yeah.
I hope nobody will find it as a mistake. They have to tell.
I think what you're saying really, and what's really important about this is this work should be done beforehand. So the team should get together, should work together, should know each other well before they actually come into an event like that. That makes your job a lot easier as well, because all you have to do is focus on what he does. Thomas, I'd like to say thank you so much. You've been a huge help to a lot of people, and we will definitely see you on the road again. Hopefully we'll be both on Ram again, but
maybe in Ireland.
Maybe in Ireland. Well, yeah, you have the race around Ireland coming up, and we talk about Ram all the time, but race around Ireland is one of the toughest events out there. It's ranked after Race Across America. Some people might say it's a little tougher, but we won't mention that. It would be great to see you guys over in Ireland as well, to be able to do that. So thanks again, Thomas. Thank you.